things into the future, and it becomes less about you and more about your family and everything else, and that's kind of where it went. And obviously you could see it's still a little tough and things like that, but as soon as I pulled in here and spent a little time in the weight room, walked in the gym, and been hanging out with Scotty Kaufman here, and just this little bit is I'm starting to get amped up now. And I think I will be by the end of the night after I leave after this basketball game. I'll be pretty darn fired up. So that's a long answer to your question, but it's about how I can put it for you.
I'll ask you what everybody keeps asking me, and I'm sure this is another hard one to answer succinctly, is why is Tom Bolden leaving Coleraine to go to Lakota West?
Well,
what's the reason?
It's simple. I like winning. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to win. And I'm going to win with these kids. And that's what we're going to do. Plain and simple. It has nothing to do with anyone at Coleraine, anyone in that community, anyone within that district, any of those kids. It has nothing to do with them. And that's the toughest thing for those kids to understand. I like doing what I do. I like challenges. I love winning. I love coaching. And this is the next chapter for me to come here and get after it with these kids and win a lot of football games.
Coach, piggybacking off that, what's the underlying challenge of starting anew in the GMC?
I've never really looked at them as challenges. I think they're just opportunities. I mean, everything we need to be successful is here. There's no doubt about that. So it's not going to be a challenge.
Right.
Maybe it'll be a challenge a little bit more for the kids at first for kind of get used to my style and things like that. But it's just an opportunity. We're going to win. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. There's going to be no question about that. And we're going to work hard to do it. And I'm a believer in how you prepare yourself is how you're going to play. And we're going to get after it in practice, and we're going to get after it in the weight room here. Probably like they've never got after it before, but that's going to allow us to be successful.
During the process of maybe having conversations with Scott or people within the school, who did you lean on? Was it family, was it friends, other coaches to help get you through making?
Yeah, I think my big brother Dan, who's here with us. He was athletic director of Coleraine. A lot of you know him. He's close to retirement here. I think in April he told me, but he and I talked quite a bit. He's always been there for me, and I definitely leaned on him a lot. And then first and foremost, my wife and things like that, and with my kids, I've got an 8th grader, Mitchell, who's going to be a freshman, and ultimately I wasn't going to do anything if it wasn't going to be okay with him, because it's not about me, it's about the family and all that being a part of this, and he's going to be able to come here or come to the freshman building next year and be a part of this, which I think he's starting to become super excited about.
I hate to ask an X's and O's question this
Yeah.
for guys coaching.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
But Coleraine, played the same style for so long.
Sure.
Is that your style? Is that Coleraine style? Is that something you're going to bring here as well?
Well, here's what I know. We'll play. We'll play 50 slant and angle defense. That's old school for the young guys in the room. That's 3-4 and all that kind of stuff now. But that's what we're going to do defensively. Offensively, we will do some things similar to what we do and did, but we'll expand on that a little bit. And any of you guys that have followed us, I mean, yeah, it was triple option, but it was pretty multiple. I think we can be a little more multiple in a lot of things we do here. So to answer your question, 50 slant and angle, get after you, defense, split you, fly around all over the place. Offense, we're going to play fast and loose and score a lot of points. If we got to run some triple to do it, we'll run some triple. We got to get the gun to do it, throw it around a bit, we'll do that too. Everybody forgets, and when I was in high school, there's a reason why I've had shoulder surgery and need another one. That's all we did was throw the ball. And I understand the merits of that, but we did what we did because it was very successful at Coleraine, and we continue to do it. And I'd like to think that I added my flair, my twist to it. And we're just going formation teams to death. and do a lot of different things to them.
Your personality is it's big, it's different than kids around here have seen. Have you met the kids? Have you had a chance to talk to them? And how do you think your personality will mesh?
Well, I've met a few earlier when I peeked into the weight room, and some of them were leaving after the workout. And obviously, I'm going to have a chance here to meet a lot of them. I think here's what I think they'll appreciate. And you guys know, dealing with me at Coran, I am who I am. I don't make any apologies for that. And I think, it's always I'm gonna have fun doing this. You guys know it. You guys cover me. You come Tuesdays during 2 days. It's Tank Top Tuesdays with the coaches. I mean, we have different themes. We have to, we're gonna have fun doing it, and we're gonna grind them out. And I always tell them I'm gonna kick them in the butt when they need to be kicked in the butt, but I'm gonna love them even harder when they need to be loved. And I'm gonna have fun doing it because that's who I've always been. Everybody that knows me, and I'm like I always say, you got to be yourself. And when I took over for Kerry Combs all those years ago, people are like, "What are you gonna do? Carries this and carries that." Well, Carrie's Carrie, and I'm Tom. I'm Coach Bolden, and I'm gonna be who I am, and I'm gonna do everything I can for these kids. The big thing is, when it's said and done, is it cool on signing day where I get a chance to see them? Is it cool going to watch them? Is it really neat watching them score touchdowns in high school and all that kind of thing? Yeah, but you know what? The bigger thing is when Jarrett Gray sent me his graduation photo from Notre Dame, Andrew Smith, graduation photo from Northwestern. When these guys come back and they got kids with them and they introduce their wife to me and all that kind of stuff, in the long run, some point football's going to be done. And the key is, in my job, is win a lot of football games, have fun doing it, make sure that when they leave here, they're better sons, okay? And then eventually they're going to be great husbands, great fathers, and be great community members and keep this thing rolling for all those old folks. And hopefully somebody will take care of me when I'm older. I don't know. My wife sure ain't going to do it. I don't know.
How weird will it be for you, though, with all that time at Colerain to go back and play those guys?
It'll be real weird. We don't play next year, I think, which helps. Gives it a little buffer, gives it a little leeway in terms of the rotation with the league. Standing on the other sidelines over there. But I told them, they get it. Any of my coaches that don't come that stay, and I'll tell them the same thing. I'm going to whoop you. You know what I mean? There'll always be a part of me at Colerain and all that kind of stuff. But coming back to whoop you, we didn't, the contract for LaSalle didn't re-up. And, LaSalle, we're playing LaSalle week 1. Well, guess what? Didn't get away from you. I get to play you again. So I'm fired up and looking towards that. For LaSalle, I just had to give you that. LaSalle.
Does it feel strange knowing that in a way you sort of created your own worst enemy, that you're going to have to knock off the empire you helped build in order to win?
There's no doubt about it. I think somebody out there, one of my assistant coaches told me they saw somewhere in social media, said that it's like the Nick Saban of the GMC going to an Arkansas or somewhere like that. That's going to be the fun of it, and that's the thing. It is. That'll be be surreal, but that's part of the challenge. And they still got a lot of great football players there, but there's a ton of great football players here that are just waiting to be fine-tuned a little bit to get after them.
Thank you, Tom.
Boom! I told you, one take Tom, just like that.